Your life goes where your attention goes, not where your goals are, not where your intentions are, where your attention goes. And today, attention is the most stolen resource on the planet. Every app wants it. Every platform fights for it. Entire industries exist to capture it. Because if someone controls your attention, they quietly begin controlling your time. And if they control your time long enough, they start shaping your life. Most people don't lose their future in one dramatic mistake. They lose it in fragments of attention. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. A scroll, a notification, a quick distraction. Until one day they realize something strange. Years passed, but the things that mattered most never really moved forward. There is a reason attention has become so valuable. Because attention is the gateway to everything else. Your habits, your decisions, your beliefs, your future. If something repeatedly captures your attention, it slowly begins shaping what you think about. And what you think about repeatedly eventually shapes what you do. That is why the modern world competes so aggressively for it. Platforms are not just competing for users. They are competing for minutes, seconds, moments of focus. Because every moment you spend looking at something is a moment you are not spending building something. And the strange part is that most of this happens quietly. You open an app for one reason, a message, a quick check, a small break. But the systems behind it are designed to extend that moment. One post becomes 5. 5 becomes 15. 15 becomes an hour. Not because you planned it, because your attention was gently pulled forward again and again. And every time that happens, something important is being traded. Your focus, your time, your ability to move deeply into anything meaningful. Over time, something deeper begins to change. Your brain adapts to the environment around it. When attention is constantly interrupted, the mind stops expecting long periods of focus. It starts expecting novelty, something new, something quick, something stimulating. And slowly, patience weakens. Tasks that once felt normal begin to feel heavier. Reading feels slower. Thinking feels harder. Work feels exhausting sooner than it should. Not because you became less capable, because your nervous system has been trained for speed, for constant input, for endless stimulation. Deep work requires the opposite. Silence, repetition, long stretches where nothing exciting happens. But when your brain is used to rewards every few seconds, that kind of environment feels uncomfortable. So you escape it. You check something, a notification, a message, a feed, just for a moment. But every interruption resets the process of concentration. Your brain has to rebuild focus again. And rebuilding focus takes energy. Do this enough times, and deep progress becomes rare. Not because you stopped caring, because your attention never stays long enough for meaningful work to compound. Consider a simple example. A person sits down to work on something important, a project, an idea, a skill they want to build. For the first few minutes, everything feels normal. Then a thought appears. I'll just check something quickly. One notification, one message, one short scroll. Nothing dramatic, just a small interruption. But when they return to the task, something feels different. The flow is gone. The clarity is weaker. The mind is slightly scattered. So progress slows down. And when progress slows down, motivation drops. The task begins to feel heavier than it actually is. So they escape again. Another quick check, another distraction, another small break. By the end of the day, hours were spent working, but very little actually moved forward. Not because the person lacked intelligence, not because they lacked ambition, because their attention never stayed in one place long enough for momentum to build. And momentum is what turns effort into progress. Without it, even talented people feel stuck. This is why attention has quietly become one of the most powerful advantages a person can have. Not talent, not intelligence, attention. Because the ability to focus on one thing long enough to improve it, to build it, to understand it deeply, has become rare. Most people are constantly interrupted, their attention pulled in dozens of directions every day. Messages, feeds, videos, news, updates, notifications, each one small, but together they create a fragmented mind. And a fragmented mind struggles to build anything meaningful. The people who move furthest in life often share a surprisingly simple trait. They protect their attention. They choose carefully what enters their focus because they understand something important. Attention is not just what you look at, it is what your life gradually becomes. What you read shapes how you think. What you watch shapes what you value. What you focus on shapes what you pursue. And if your attention is constantly directed toward noise, your life slowly fills with noise as well. The solution is not to eliminate distraction completely. That would be unrealistic. The real shift happens when you become aware of where your attention goes. Because attention is the gateway to action. Whatever holds it long enough begins to shape your behavior. If your attention lives inside endless feeds, your life begins to move at the speed of those feeds. Fast, reactive, shallow. But when you reclaim your attention, something different happens. Focus deepens. Work becomes more meaningful. Progress becomes visible again. Not instantly, but steadily. Because meaningful things grow slowly. They require time in one direction. Time that is protected from interruption. Time where your mind can move deeply into something instead of constantly jumping away from it. And that is why attention matters so much. Your life will eventually resemble whatever repeatedly captures it. The question is simple. Right now, in this moment, who is controlling your attention? You or everything around you?